Yes, relaxing like this is great during the summers, but you know what also is great? Baseball games, concerts, any type of sporting events. And the best way to get to those type of games or events, y'all, is through SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best ticketing app out there, y'all. You guys know the whole scoop about it. Fastest way to get tickets, easiest way to get tickets, most efficient way to get tickets, and you can get $20 off your first purchase with using my code VROB. That is for any type of event that you guys want to go to this summer. If you guys want to go out and see a baseball game, if you guys want to go out and see a concert at your local venue, if you guys want to do anything, you guys can use SeatGeek. It is the best ticketing app out there, y'all, I promise you. And $20 off your first purchase. That sounds like a deal to me. Use code VROB on SeatGeek for $20 off. Enjoy this video. What is going on, y'all? VROB here. Today what we got going on, as you guys see, I am back from vacation, y'all. I was up on Lake Erie for the past 3 days, y'all. I am so glad to be back. We have so many news stories to talk about, but today I'm going to be talking about Demarcus Cousins and the impact he can have on the LA Lakers for the 2019-2020 NBA season. So to start things off, y'all, I know I've talked about it a lot, but we're just going to go over what he averaged last season, what he gave to the Golden State Warriors, and what can we expect him to do on the Lakers. Last season, Demarcus Cousins played in 30 regular season games. In those games, he averaged 26 minutes per game. He gave the Warriors 16 points per game along with 8 rebounds and 4 assists. Shot 48% from the field, 27% from 3, and 74% from the free throw line. Now, that 27% from the three-point line, y'all, is worrisome. Now, granted, there was a lot of situations, and he just didn't really fit with the rotation that the Warriors were trying to do. There's a lot of times where they put Jordan Bell in or Kevon Looney. It was really tough for him to get a consistent shot because he was going in and out of the rotation many points during the game, y'all. He did start in all 30 of those games, y'all, but there were a lot of points where Kevon Looney or others played a lot more minutes than Demarcus Cousins did. And there was also a lot of games in which the Warriors went small and put Iggy in as a 5 or moved Draymond to the 5 and moved Iggy to the 4. But going into the playoffs, y'all, obviously in Game 2 against the Clippers, Demarcus Cousins tore his quad, and they kept him out all the way up until the NBA Finals. He played 8 games in the playoffs. He always started at 5 of them. He averaged only 8 points per game along with 5 rebounds and 2 assists. He only averaged 16 minutes per game, so granted, you have to give him that, y'all. Shot 40% from the field, 25% from 3, and 64% from the free throw line. Obviously, that quad injury, did play a huge role. And now Demarcus Cousins played for the rest of the playoffs, the times that he did get a chance to play. Obviously, you could tell, even in Game 2 against Toronto, everyone acted like it was the biggest game ever by Demarcus Cousins. He only scored 11 points that game, y'all. So obviously, the torn quad really was a game changer for him. And if you look at when he came back from his Achilles injury, between February and the start of the playoffs when he got injured in Game 2 in the first round, he played pretty consistently, y'all. He did what he had to do, 16 points in 26 minutes per game, y'all. Is a very efficient and a pretty solid number, y'all. If you move that up to about 35 where he was averaging around for the Pelicans, that would be closer to 25 points a game. Next, we're going to go into free agency. Of course, he signed a 1-year, $3.5 million contract with the LA Lakers. This is his second consecutive year signing a 1-year deal with the team. And Boogie talked about the signing in an interview that he had with Time Warner Sportscast or Sportsnet. He said on signing with the Lakers, obviously I had 2 guys I played with previously in my ear a lot, right? Rajon and AD. They really put the pressure on me to make a decision to come here and team up again. He also talked about playing with Anthony Davis. We never wanted it to end. He also spoke on talking about 3 players that he talked to before signing with the Lakers, and those 3 were LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Rajon Rondo. Demarcus Cousins also talked about if he wanted to start with the Lakers. He said, I'm just coming in and doing whatever I can help the team to do and go to the next level and win games. He also talked about his quad injury. He said, my quad is 100% healed. My goal is to play all 82 games this season. Now, looking at the Lakers last season, the Lakers finished 37-45, 10th in the Western Conference. They did miss the playoffs. Why would she make... But to be honest, y'all, their big men did not do that bad. They finished 6th in the NBA in rebounding and 4th in defensive rebounding. They finished 8th in blocks. Overall, they played very solid with their 3 big men around the season being, of course, Zubac, who got traded in February for Mike Muscala, JaVale McGee, and, of course, Tyson Chandler. Offensively, y'all, they had a lot of troubles. They were 16th in points per game, 24th in offensive rating, 29th three-point percentage, 29th in free throw percentage, and 29th in turnovers. So obviously, their defense honestly was not that bad, y'all. They were 21st in points allowed, which is kind of tough, but 12th in defensive rating, y'all. So there was a lot of points, like I said, especially for the rebounding and block shots, where they were very solid at some points, y'all. It just was a struggle for them with so many injuries and so many players getting traded, and the rotation keeps changing. It was hard for them to find a consistent offense and defense throughout the year. The first half of the season, before Christmas Day, y'all, they were actually in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency. They found themselves 4th in the Western Conference. Then when LeBron went down, it just all went downhill from there, y'all. Looking at Demarcus Cousins, before he had the huge Achilles injury, y'all, he gave the Pelicans, in 48 games played that season, he averaged 36 minutes a game. He averaged 25 points per game, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals a game. The only other player to average those 7 numbers or better was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the Milwaukee Bucks, y'all. I mean, that was an MVP type year, y'all. He was a top 8 player in the league, in my opinion, by the time he got hurt. The Pelicans were 27-21, 6th in the Western Conference, and he did all of that while shooting 47% from the field, 35% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line, y'all. DeMarcus Cousins was a top-tier NBA player at the time, y'all. There was a lot of success between him and Anthony Davis. Both were averaging 25 and 10, at least. Can they average that same amount of numbers in LA? I don't think DeMarcus Cousins will ever be back to that MVP type form. But if he can even get to 80%, where he gives you around 18 points a night and a double-double, even just 16, because there was a lot of specialists on the team. There are a lot of scorers: Danny Green, Avery Bradley, Kyle Kuzma. There are so many different players on this team, and so many different characteristics of each player that I don't know if DeMarcus Cousins will be able to dominate like he did with the Pelicans. Obviously, this year they have LeBron instead of who would have started for that team, y'all? Who would have started at the forward spot for that team, y'all? But you guys get what I mean, y'all. Obviously, he's not as good going to get as many shots as he did for the Pelicans. So I'm interested to see, even if they do not start DeMarcus Cousins, he could still play a huge impact. If they start JaVale at the 5, put AD at the 4, Kuzma at the 3, Danny Green at the 2, and LeBron at the 1, could you imagine a pick and roll with Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins coming off the bench with Avery Bradley, Quinn Cook, Jared Dudley? I mean, you have such solid players coming off the bench this year for this team, y'all. I am so excited to see what this team is able to do this year. And I feel DeMarcus Cousins can really add a huge impact. Obviously, like I said, before he tore his quad back in the playoffs, that regular season stretch where he played the last 2 months of the year, he gave the Warriors some really solid minutes and was a game changer for some of those games, y'all. So, can he get his feet back? His goal is to play all 82 games this year, y'all. Will it happen? I don't know about all 82, but I can expect somewhere around 70 to 75. I think this will be a load management type team. I don't see LeBron and Anthony Davis playing close to 80 games, maybe around 70 to 75 for them as well. So we'll just see what happens, y'all. But I think he can be a huge difference maker on this team and possibly the third wheel and possibly the third leading scorer for this team, whether it's him or Kyle Kuzma, y'all. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Thank you so much for the support. Cannot thank you all enough. Like I said, obviously LeBron playing point guard does play a huge factor into this. Could you imagine a pick and roll with... Imagine this. LeBron's up on top of the key. You get a pick and roll with Anthony Davis on the left or DeMarcus Cousins on the right. They do a double screen. How do you guard that? And you got Danny Green in the corner. Like, how do you guard that, y'all? But thank you guys so much, y'all, for watching. Comment down what impact you think DeMarcus Cousins can have on the Lakers this year. Like I said, I think he can add a huge difference for this team. And I think the sky's the limit. Not just for him, but for this team, y'all. In my opinion, they're my favorites to win the championship this year. I think it's real tight between them and the Clippers. But we'll just see what happens, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drops out this thing, y'all. Peace. Oh my goodness. Damn, we still got like 3 months of the season, y'all. That's tough.